All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Huckis, and this is your best life defined. How you doing today? I keep asking that question like you're going to answer me. I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear you tell me, "Hey, Chris, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking." I ask every day. I show up every day. Sometimes I think to myself, "What the hell am I doing? The hell am I doing?" Well, and then I look at it, and I think part of the reason that I continue to show up is because this is about me trying to make sure my life fits. I know I've put it out there. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to change the world, trying to make the world a better place. But really, in the foundation of this is my need to make sure I'm not screwing off, not doing shit that's worthwhile, not doing stuff that actually inspires me and makes me want to be a better person, makes me or allows me to take full advantage of this thing called living. That's really what it's about, right? It's about me being able to have access to my entire life, right? To the best life possible, right? That's what that whole thing is with the my best life defined, right? It's about living the best life possible, right? In doing so, what I've managed to come up with is that in order for you to live your best life, what it has to do is it's about making your life fit who you are. And this is where the trouble comes in because I don't care who you are. The American dream has been indoctrinated into us to the point that we accept the fact that we're going to be in debt. We accept the fact that we're going to have a mortgage and we're going to spend our entire lives working for the stuff we buy. Right? That's fine. I get that. That's fine. The question is, are the choices you're making, do they fit who you are? I the things I have cost me money, cost me a lot of money. Living in a fifth wheel isn't cheap. Pulling a fifth wheel around isn't cheap. Buying a fifth wheel isn't cheap. Why would I spend those type of resources on something like that? It's because I wanted it to fit. I needed something that fit who I was and what I was trying to experience, or the experience I was trying to have, called living. In other words, I wanted to travel and see places, and there was no way that I was going to be able to Airbnb it or hotel it or motel it or any of that and be able to spend as much time as I do exploring the places that we do with my current resources. Now, I could have got a job and earned a bunch of more money and then had to work for a while longer to have that resource, and we could have done that, right? Or I can change the plan so it fits what I want. What Sandy and I wanted was we didn't want to be in Canyon City, Colorado anymore. We didn't want to sit around and say, "Oh man, I'm bored with this. What do you want to do now?" Well, we could do that. I didn't want to turn into my grandparents. Granted, they're wonderful people. My parents are wonderful people, but I didn't want to be them. I didn't want to live that same life. In my mind, I'm looking around, I'm thinking, well, hell, there's a lot more stuff to do than that. I mean, there's sailing, there's oceans, there's deserts. Come on, right? This is not an ass chewing for all the stuff you own. It's an awakening. This is an opportunity for you to take a look at your life and say, okay, why do I have the things I have? Why am I obligated to the things I'm obligated for? That house is a prime example. If you're into the American dream, if everything in your house is squared away, and you can't wait for Saturdays because you got to paint the fence, you got to fix a door, you got to mow a lawn or pull some weeds, and that is your juju, that would indicate to me that that choice fits. But how you can tell if you're actually in line with who you are is when you're doing those things on the weekend, on Saturday. You wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you roll out of bed, you had too many beers the night before, but you roll out of bed because you got this list of things that you need to get done. If that fits, that's the only thing you're thinking about. But by 10 o'clock, the sun's getting high, you're still not even close to being done. You're hot as hell, your head's hurting, you want to drink water or maybe a beer, but it's too early, right? And you're thinking about fishing, thinking about hiking, thinking about backpacking. Then maybe that choice to commit so much time to that house and all the obligations that come with buying that big ass house, maybe that's not the perfect fit. Now this is where people get all resistant because they don't want me attacking their standard status quo. They don't want me jumping on their American dream. They're like, well, I got to have a place to live. Yes, you do. But why would you allow the place to live to dictate the rest of your life? If you love fishing, then you should have a place to live, but it shouldn't impede any more than necessary on the fact that you get to go fishing. You have to have a place to live. You have to have a place to live, which is fine. Have a place to live, but it shouldn't impede on your ability to do the things in your life you love to do, to climb 14ers, to go kayaking, to go on vacation, to explore Europe, to do any number of other opportunities, other things that exist within the world besides this package called the American Dream. And I know there are people out there, well, you're not very patriotic. Well, no, actually I am patriotic because I'm trying to preserve your time. The idea for me is I'm going to live today, and I want to make sure that I live the shit out of today. I want to live it like I want to make it as good as I can. And in order for me to do that, sometimes I have to do stuff like this, which opens up my mind and my thoughts and reinforces in me what I need to take care of in my life. Because I'm really careful about it. You know how many times I go in a store and I don't buy a single thing? You know why? Because 5-6 years ago, we got rid of a whole lifetime of stuff. What was ironic about it was we got rid of stuff we hadn't touched in years, in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years. That was a big mistake. All I can think of is imagine if I'd had the money or the time it took to acquire all that useless stuff that I didn't need, right? Imagine what decisions I could make, right? So when I walk out of the house and I head into a store, I have a specific need. And even when I know that thing I need is necessary, I have to have it, right? It's a requirement for my choices, right? I still hesitate. Because the last thing I ever want to do is put myself in that same position where I acquire a bunch of stuff that consumes my time and my money, but doesn't satisfy who I am or what drives me forward. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Have mountain bikes. You know why? Because I'm physically fit. I love to ride my bike. We kayak. So I have kayaks. You know what I don't have a lawnmower. You know why? On the scale of all the things I could do in life, mowing a lawn isn't up there. Mowing a lawn is way down there. Right now I don't have a big house. You know why? Because I know that owning a big house would require a lot of my time. It would require a lot of my resources. And I'm not done playing yet. Not done doing the things I love to do. See, this is not an attack on your way of life. It's an opportunity for you to take a step back and ask yourself, well, why did I choose what I chose? And if you can't find a good enough reason to continue down that path, then that's a perfect opportunity for you to say, okay, let's stop right here. Let's not make it any worse. Let's go ahead and stop right here and let's start over. And then it starts with those questions. Why? Why? How can I make it better? If you're missing out on things that you'd love to do simply because the things you have are requiring too much of your time or too much of your money, change something. Reduce that burden on your time and your money to the point that you can use those resources to go after the things you truly love to do. Now there's the scary part, because most of us don't have the endurance to do a bunch of crap. I mean, our lives are full of stuff as it is, right? You wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock, you don't get to bed till 11 o'clock, your head is spinning, you might get 4 hours of good sleep, if that, and you get up and you repeat that. So how in that am I supposed to give you a way to where you add something to your life? I don't know, maybe take something away. What's the worst that could happen if you didn't mow your lawn this weekend, but you went fishing instead, right? Oh my God. Take something out of your life that's taking too much of your time. I'll tell you what, turn your Facebook account off. Turn all your notifications on your phone off. And then spend that time, every spare moment you have, researching things you can do to make your life better. Things you used to do, things you love to do but just gave up, and get that ball rolling again and start engaging those activities in your life. See, it's about making the things in our choices fit, making the things in our life fit, right? In order for that to happen, it starts with us. It starts with you being able to say, this is who I am truly, amid all the noise. This is what I like to do. Being strong enough to stand against the tide of criticism and judgments over your choices and to go after it in spite of what other people think. That's where this is. Who am I to do a podcast? I bet you there's 100 people a day look at my post on social media and go, "Oh, not him again." Oh. I don't have time to care. I'm doing me, right? I'm doing me because what I'm doing fits. You see, you notice I'm not struggling, right? You notice I'm not over humming and hawing about whether I belong here. Of course I belong here because I created this. This is my house, right? I went after it. I said, should I be a podcaster? Well, let's see, I'm a writer, but not as good of I'm a better talker. Do I have a lot of ideas? Yeah. Do I have a lot of experiences? Yeah. I'm going to try this, see how it works. How's it working for you guys? And it all started with an idea. It started with an idea that didn't fit everyone else's plan, but fit me perfectly. And that's what it's about. It's easy to be you. It's easy to do the things you continue to do every day. The hard part is breaking away from that. The hard part is breaking away from that influence and to be able to bear the burden of criticism for people who will say, "Oh, that's crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you sell your big-ass fancy truck and get you an old beater?" I mean, you can explain it to them. You can say, well, the reason I got rid of the truck is because I can save $300 a month, which allows me to go fishing with $300 a month. I can go play golf for $300 a month. I can put $300 a month in the bank, and in a year, I'm going to have enough money to go to Alaska. I'm going to have enough money to do this or to do that. And the cool part about it is because you step back and you think about who you are and where you're headed, you have a way better chance of making sure that choice fits exactly who you are. Boat people don't need big houses. Big house people don't need boats. Boat people don't need RVs. RV people don't need boats. Carpenters don't need a KitchenAid mixer. Right? Are you following me here? Concrete guys don't need fancy china, right? The ticket for you to live your best life is simple. The recipe is right there. Wake up and spend some time with yourself and ask yourself who you are and what really inspires you. Where does your energy come from? Who do you envision yourself becoming? Evacuate your mind from all of those ideas that other people have given you, this idea of the American dream, the idea that that it matters to someone that you drive a fancy-ass truck. Because believe me, it doesn't. And instead become honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about who you are and where you want to go and how you truly feel about the things you do every day. And for those things that are unbearable, those things you ask yourself, you wonder, why am I doing this? Pick one of those things and make a plan for changing it. Evacuate it from your life and use that space, that time, that energy, that experience to build the life you deserve to live. That is the ticket. Make that life fit. Make it fit like a glove. So you know why you do what you do even before you do it. So you can see your direction. You have a story that everyone knows about, that you embrace and you share because it inspires you to keep moving towards the things you need to do. Because you want it, right? That's the ticket right there. That's the culmination of living your best life. And it's a lot easier than you think. Is it scary? Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to continue to wake up and do things when you don't feel you're great at it, or when you're still not there, or you're not as good as the person next to you, or you're a nobody. But if it fits you, the rest of that doesn't matter, right? So, I don't know. I'm just one guy showing up every day trying to change lives. I really appreciate it. I got some really good news this week. I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm up, feeling really confident about where I am and why I'm here. This is my show. I do it for you because I know that there's someone out there that's ready for it. I know there's someone out there that's ready to say, okay, I'm going to do it different than I have been, and I'm going to make sure my life fits who I want to be. So keep that in mind. Let's not forget about the kindness. And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.